Tonight, we have an incredible update for you. You might remember this fiery crash on I-5 in October, and this video actually shows several men rescuing a truck driver from his burning semi. More than half of that man's body burned. He then spent a month in a medically induced coma. Now, not only is he alive, he's back home from the hospital, and that's several months ahead of schedule. Fox 12's Audrey WEIL spoke with him and has the interview you'll see only on 12.
Rex Hollepeter was released from the hospital just a few days ago. He says the doctors called him a miracle healer. And just talking to him, you can really feel his resilience and positivity through all of this. Tonight, he gave us some insight as to where that all comes from.
This is horrible.
They're carrying me away right there.
This is the first time Rex Hollepeter is seeing the moments that changed his life, when strangers saved his life by rescuing him from his burning semi-truck.
You can see me smoking.
On October 15th, he was almost home for the day when state police say a smoking semi-trailer had pulled to the shoulder on I-5 and Hollepeter sideswiped it. Both trucks burst into flames.
I was in there trying to kick the door open.
He says he fell out of the truck as these men rescued him, but doesn't remember much of anything else from that day. The crash and the fire were so intense, it closed the southbound highway for 12 hours, and crews spent days fixing the road. Hollepeter had no idea he'd been life-flighted to the hospital and says he woke up a month later from a medically induced coma. Nearly 60% of his body burned, and he had to have several fingers amputated.
My scar tissue goes like this, and it wraps around the back like the fire tried to grab me.
He says he was supposed to be in the hospital another 6 to 9 months, but just a few days ago, he was released.
They say I'm a miracle healer. My will to live is probably the thing that got me through that, and humor.
The 51-year-old says really this is his second recovery. His fighting spirit comes from his first recovery, and the two coincide. He was released from the hospital the day before his 25th anniversary, clean and sober from drug addiction.
That's where the positivity came from. Working steps, cleaning out that just stuff that lived in my head, and helping other people, you know? And that's where I lost touch with just before the accident. I stopped helping people, and I got a go F yourself attitude, and just, I didn't want, you know, that kick rocks, you know, and that's not who I am. That's not who I wanted to be. That's not who I got into recovery to be.
Now, once again, he has a new perspective on life. He says after such a horrible accident, he thinks of those who saved him.
Thank God for heroes and angels.
How quickly he was able to get home from the hospital, that he got to be with family for the holidays, and he says given all of that, he can only see it one way.
100% gratitude. And it brought me back to ground level.
Hollepeter has to go to the doctor every few weeks, and he still has more surgeries to come. He loves riding motorcycles, so he's hoping that eventually he can get back to that. From the mobile newsroom, Audrey WEIL, Fox 12 Oregon.